Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. How you all doing? And welcome to Chatterbox, guys. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing fine. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today, guys. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Monday so far, guys. Absolute legends. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before I start, please, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. All that jazz. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you, everyone who's joining me this afternoon for this deadline day special, guys. Are Manchester United going to make a late move in this transfer window, guys? I know a lot of people, they've been doing the thumbnails, the secret midfielder and things like that. Now, like, guys, I've said it from the beginning. I said it this morning. The only signing that Manchester United could likely do is between Wilfred Ndidi and Aiden Heaven. Those are the two players that Manchester United are looking at the moment, with a very slim chance that Man United might make a move in the last minute of this transfer window, guys. But what I said this morning is don't hold your breath. Wilfred Ndidi and Aiden Heaven are the two players that have captured Manchester United's interest in this window. However, we are at very, very early stages with this, and it doesn't look like they're going to get that deal done. The incompetence of the board, the ridiculous incompetence of the board, the I don't know how to ignorance, isn't it? It's almost like ignorance, isn't it, of the board? Absolutely crazy that they're not going to be doing any deals this window. By the looks of it, at the moment, the window does shut at 7 p.m. UK time, which will be about 11 p.m. my time, if I'm not wrong. Not long to go, only a few hours in this window, guys. And my biggest surprise about everything, this whole scenario, is the fact that they got Michael Carrick in, just like they got Ruben Amorim in, and they're not going to back him. They're not going to back him. They're going to leave him with a threadbare squad. And for me, that is disgraceful. I'll be honest with you guys. For me, that is absolutely diabolical. To leave Michael Carrick with a threadbare squad, with, you know what, it just takes one injury, guys, and we're absolutely screwed, to be honest with you. One injury and it's all over, guys. Forget about it. Forget about it. Absolutely. And, and knowing Man United, we get these injuries. These kind of injuries happen at Manchester United, of course, but the Wilfred Ndidi one and the Aiden Heaven one are not dead by any stretch or the of the imagination. But what is dead is Mateta's move to AC Milan. Mateta's move to AC Milan, according to Ben Jacobs, has fallen through. Mateta will not be going to AC Milan in this window. What does that mean? Another player that had the interest of Manchester United as well is obviously Mateta of Crystal Palace. Not going to AC Milan. It has fallen through. Very interesting developments in regards to that transfer, guys. What are Manchester United going to do, though? Are we going to make a move? Could we make a cheeky offer for Mateta? Who knows, guys? You never know. Stranger things have happened in life, but it's very unlikely at the moment. Let me just clarify. Wilfred Ndidi is the only one for me that I would say is anywhere near realistic at the moment in regards to we're going to bring him in, I think, about 40% at the very, very most, guys. Absolutely. At the very, very most. So, for my opinion, guys, I don't think we should be holding our breath, even though it is so important that Man United sign some players, guys. It really is important, guys. And I really would like Man United to bring in at least a loan. Even if it's a loan, guys, I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with a loan. Wouldn't you be? Because at the end of the day, it's better than having a loan than having nobody at all. This Wilfred Ndidi would be a body to put in the team, because I'm very worried about Casemiro. I'll be honest, guys. I'm very worried about Casemiro, I just fear that we're going to get an injury, and then if our whole season is going to fall apart. We saw yesterday that when we get injuries, right, Ugarte is not that guy. Ugarte is not the guy. Ugarte is not the guy to take Man United forward, in my opinion. Ugarte is not that guy. As much as I want him and I admire Ugarte, it would be absolutely fantastic. I just don't think he is the guy that Man United, quality of Man United. We have to look at the quality of Man United, don't we, at the end of the day? We have to look at the some players, they're just made for certain stages, and I just feel like he doesn't have it. I just feel like he doesn't have it in him to be a Manchester United player, in my opinion. And you know what? It's sad. He will be leaving at the end of the season. I can imagine he's going to be leaving at the end of the season. He'll probably be going to Ajax or Fenerbahce or someone of that nature, probably. So Man United need to replace him. It would have been great if Man United could bring someone in now. Now, a lot of people were talking about Colin Gallagher, of course, went to Tottenham Hotspur, had a very good game in the second half against Manchester City, you see, had a very good game against Manchester City in the second half, and actually was one of Tottenham's man of the matches, if we're being honest with ourselves. But there is Wilfred Ndidi available. There is Aidan Heaven, who Man United could possibly persuade to come in this window. We've got now, literally, guys, how long? We're 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got 4 hours to go of this window. According to Ornstein, let me just read this. AC Milan pull out of Jean-Philippe Mateta transfer after medical checks. 28-year-old France international striker returns to Crystal Palace for now, but interest ongoing elsewhere with a possible loan on the table, guys. A possible loan on the table. This is very, very interesting, guys. Could Mateta make a loan deal to Manchester United? Could Man United come in and do a loan deal for Jean Mateta? Of course, Mateta has been a player that Man United have wanted for a while, and we have been interested in him for a while. Before we signed Benjamin Sesko, you know, we wanted Mateta as well, didn't we, guys? Absolutely. Let me just say hello to the community. Hope everyone is good. Big up everyone. Big up everyone in the stream, guys. Big up Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Stephanie, big up yourself. United are definitely a few injuries away from being in big trouble with European football. Absolutely, Stephen Maguire. Stephen Maguire, my apologies. Absolutely. Imagine, look, it just takes one hamstring injury. One hamstring injury, one knock is going to ruin our whole season. I cannot believe for 1 second how they are that incompetent not to even just make a loan deal. Just a loan deal, something like that, just to bring a body in, just to bring someone in who can make up the numbers. Somebody, do you know what I mean? Anybody, do you know what I mean? It would be absolutely brilliant. Big up, my friend Bobby. What's going on? Hello, Sal. What a win yesterday. Fantastic win, of course. Absolutely loved it. Of course, mate. Really did. Big up, Bobby. Hope you're doing well. Sal, would you take one of our loan players back? There is a lot of talk about Wheatley. Wheatley's not going to be going to Man. I think he's going to be going on loan again. There was a couple of rumours about a few things, but Collier was one of them, but Collier's gone on loan to Hull City. I don't see for 1 second that Collier's going to be coming back to Man United for now. And obviously, Collier's got an injury problem at the moment, even though it would be lovely to get Collier through the door, of course, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, mate. Big up All Bars One, Foul Mouth. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, of course, guys. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're blessed. Good to see you. And big up my guy, Irish Twits Terrier. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well, Danny B. What's going on, my friend? Nelson Agula and elect to Sunderland. A done deal. Excellent recruiting again from Sunderland. While us United get... Yeah, look, guys. Look, Danny, you know... It's ridiculous. It's pathetic the way this board have acted this transfer window so far. It's absolutely madness. Sunderland have embarrassed us not only last summer, but also this window. They've embarrassed us already, guys. They've embarrassed us. We have to be honest. They've shown the board. They've got less FFP than us. They've got less PSR than us. And so have Aston Villa, right? But every single one of those teams is doing better than us. How can that possibly be true? You know, I can't believe, you know, that we're not even signing them. Big up my guy. Big up, of course. Big up all day long. Yes, Tybo. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. 2 or 3 loan deals would be the smart thing to do in this window, but it's too much to expect from this ownership. Absolutely, Tybo. And it wouldn't have been hard. Now, we got news, obviously, of Mateta's available for loan, of course, because Mateta pushed a deal away from Crystal Palace. He wanted to leave Crystal Palace, so Mateta could be going on loan. Will Man United make a cheeky bid? We don't really need a striker. I don't really think so. A midfielder would have been more preferable because obviously we got a very, very thin midfield at the moment. And it just takes an injury to Casemiro. It just takes an injury to one of those guys. And they were absolutely finished, guys. Absolutely. Stephen, I don't think we'll bring anyone in because they only have 1 game a week and the owners will think the squad is big enough. And clearly it is not. It's not, mate. Whether you have 1 game a week or 2 games a week, one player gets an injury. That's it. I actually think sometimes it's actually better to play more games than actually, play 1 game a week. I think you can build up your fitness. I remember it from Man United when we were winning the trebles and stuff and the doubles and things like that. We used to have loads more games, but, we got our fitness up. Our fitness was much better. Do you know what I mean? Nowadays, if they're having too much space in between games, I just don't know. I think it's causing more injuries, if I'm being honest with you. But Yeah, look, it's incompetence, mate. It's competence to the highest order. I'll be honest, bro. I think it's absolutely pathetic the way this board has been happening, the way this board has been. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's crazy. Absolutely. They've thrown Carrick in with the Sharks, just like they threw Ruben Amram, of course. Big up, William. How you doing, my bro? Good to see William in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Taiwo, what's going on, my guy? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Besiktas rejected Ajax offer for Ndidi. So it's not certain we will get in, not even for loan. Big up, Tyro. Good information, my friend. Absolutely. I think that's more in the plate. That's more to do with Ndidi himself. Ndidi doesn't want to go to Ajax. He doesn't want to go to the Dutch league. That's what I'm hearing. But it's not going to be easy, Tyro, to get Ndidi through the door. It's not just a foregone conclusion. He might be happy where he is. He might say, look, I don't really want to leave Besiktas, so I want to stay right where I am. And, it's a possibility, Bobby, Ineos and the Glazers don't care. They don't even care if we miss out on Champions League. They'll get the money by other means. Exactly, Bobby. You speak by lane, Bobby. You speak the truth. Because this is exactly what it is. They don't really, in theory, guys, care whether Man United are successful on the pitch or not. That is a bonus. Let me tell you that right now. Man United being successful on the pitch is a bonus for Ineos. It's just a bonus. Brucey bonus. Brucey bonus. That's all it is, guys. They're not too bothered because they will recoup the money elsewhere. They'll arrange a game in Saudi Arabia. They'll do something like that. Do you know what I mean? However, the Champions League does represent a lot of commercial opportunities. It also represents huge money, 100 million or something like that you get for the Champions League, don't you? You get about 100 million. They're absolutely big money, and we can't have Liverpool and Arsenal and Chelsea, and Manchester City stealing a further march on us and getting further and further away from us. 100 million, 100 million, 100 million. And then they end up way too far ahead of us. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be going into the abyss, and Man United need to stop that from happening. Absolutely. Taiwo, Olympic Marseille just signed Nigerian youngster in Nadi. Very strong CDM. Don't know what exactly our scouts are doing. Thank you, Taiwo. Again, my guy. I would love for us to go out and scout for them. I would love for us to go out and scout. I've got a list of players that I saw at the AFCON, Taiwo. I've got a list of players that I saw at the AFCON that, were fantastic. And I thought, he looks a good player. He looks a good player. What is going on? No scouting whatsoever. You know what it is, Taiwo? I just believe that they just don't want to sign any players. That's what it is. They're going to stop at nothing to not spend a penny. That's what they want. They're like, let's try and negotiate this window. We've only got a few months of the season to go. Let's try and make sure we save those pennies. And I think that's what's going on at the moment. I think they're trying to save as many pennies as humanly possible, of course. Absolutely. Big up, Tyrell. Good comment, my guy. Ephraim, Sal, we are the only club who make excuses to not sign any players in January. Greedy owners, absolutely, Ephraim. And they're making excuses. What's the way they're going to say? No value in the market. We're going to do our business in the summer, and then they're going to produce a 4 out of 10 window again. This is what they do, isn't it, at the end of the day? They can't put wool over our eyes, guys. They can't put wool over our eyes. Absolutely no chance, guys. Stephen, I love the days where Sir Alex Ferguson had 4 strikers, if I can remember right. Yeah, well, we had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Teddy Sheringham, Andy Cole, Dwight York at one point. Before that, we had Mark Hughes, Dion Dublin, Eric Cantona, if I'm not wrong. We had 3, I think it was, if I'm not wrong, guys. So Giggsy played up front sometimes back then. But yeah, it was like that. Dion Dublin, of course. And Brian McClare could play up front as well. That's another one as well, yeah. We had 4, more or less. We had 4 strikers up there, definitely. We used to have that, but we used to play 2 up front back then, didn't we? For me, in my opinion, I don't think you can have too many strikers. I think you need as many strikers as you can possibly get. And the great thing about Alex Ferguson is that every striker he had, they were different. They offered something different. Do you know what I mean? Dwight York will offer something different. Berbatov will offer something different. Andy Cole will offer something different. Van Nistelrooy will offer something different, And these days, it's like one striker, and we rely on that striker. All the pressure is on that striker. Another striker for Man United would have helped Sesko a lot, It would have helped Sesko a lot. It would have helped Sesko with his confidence, let him sit back for a while, get into the team, sit back for a while, being nurtured properly how he should have been, of course. Mark, my guy, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Spread lies, get our hopes up, don't deliver, prepare next lies. Governing bodies need to crack down on the Glazers. This is obviously a scam. The bank that supplied their loans need to be investigated. It's corrupt. But the thing is, Mark, you know, when they took charge of the football club all those many years ago, what is it, 20 years ago now, the way they purchased the club on the debt is illegal now. It's illegal now. What I find bewildering is that there's no retrospective action in regards to that. What they should be doing is saying that, you know what, you haven't paid off your loan, you're more in debt, you either pay off your loan now, or you have to, you either pay off your loan or you have to leave this country and sell the football club right now. That's what this is exactly what the government should be doing. Manchester United should be a listed football club. It should be a club that should be looked after by the government because what we've done for the economy and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys, absolutely. Absolutely. Stephen, Arsenal making moves for James Wilson from Hearts FC and Newcastle midfielder fuming. There was talk earlier on, but it got quickly debunked, didn't it? It was Tonali, who apparently Man United were Newcastle United, not Man United, were inquiring about. Newcastle United and Arsenal were inquiring about Tonali. You know, it got put back. It probably was an element of truth in regards to that, in regards to Tonali. They probably inquired about Tonali or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Rooney and Van Persie was insane. You know what was insane, Stephen? You know what was insane? Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo. That was insane. That was a mix that no world football could not live with. That is the greatest front three in history. I'm telling you guys. Absolutely. Sal, fingers crossed we do not get any injury. I hope so, man. I really do hope so. You know, I really do hope so. It's sad today. It is sad. Big up Sinead, my friend. Of course, really good to see you, Sinead. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're blessed. Good to see you. Look, I am very disappointed. I'm disillusioned. And you know what I'm most worried about? I'm most worried about Michael Carrick because I feel like they've thrown Michael Carrick in with the Sharks, Sinead, you know, and at least a loan deal, for goodness sake, you know, because guys, they are really, really cutting it thin. Because if Casemiro gets injured, who we got? Ugarte? Every single time Ugarte's come on the pitch, and no offense to the lad, I'm a big fan, and I was a big fan before he came to this football club. Every single time he's come onto the football pitch, he's done nothing. He's done nothing to suggest that, you know what, he's a Man United player, and it's a worry. It really is. Absolutely. We are disappointed. Absolutely. It's taken the shine off what was a great result yesterday, of course. Man United defeating Fulham. Fantastic game again. Who said the Premier League is boring? Man United are keeping the Premier League hype up, guys. We're keeping all the entertaining football at Old Trafford, of course. Taiwo, it's logical to accept Marcus Rashford back at this stage since Carrick still fancies him, or should we go for a new winger? Taiwo, I would go for a new winger. I would not bring Marcus Rashford back. I think it would be a huge red flag. I think sometimes we have to understand when it's time to move on. And I think we need to move on from Marcus Rashford. Absolutely. It's not just about his ability. It's about his personality. And right now, where Man United are, my friend Cairo, you know where we are at the moment. Man United don't need any more disruptions. We don't need any more noises surrounding the dressing room and stuff like that. We need peace. That's what we need. And we need to do our, to have a dressing room that is on page. I mean, I heard that the dressing room is the best it's been for a while. The dressing room is the best it's been for a while, and long may it continue, and hopefully it stays like that. That was a 2018, yes, my friend Stephen. Mark, Sal, that's absolutely shocking. If this was a mortgage, they would be on you in a second. If you didn't have enough years left in your job to pay, they're obviously running down their time to never pay. Exactly. Thank you so much, my guy. And there's some people who don't look. Guys, listen, Mark. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a mortgage broker. I don't work in any type of insurance. I don't work in any type of finance, right? But it doesn't take a rocket science, does it? They're not going to pay it. They're going to leave the country. They're going to sell up, and they're not going to put a penny into it. That's what's going to happen. This is what's making it so difficult for a potential buyer to come to Man United and purchase Man United, because of our debt. And we don't just have the debt in regards to the money that they purchased the club with. We have debt in regards to transfers we haven't paid yet. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And absolute frauds. I'll be honest, Mark. If it was Abramovich or something like that, if it was one of those guys there, they would have threw the book at them. Trust me. Absolutely. They're to never pay. Absolutely, yeah. Big up O'Donnell, big up Stephen Maguire as well. Of course, Tybo, the last best attacking lines in the history of football. Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo, and also Van Basten, Hullet, Rijkaard. Van Basten, Hullet, Rijkaard, yeah. AC Milan, very, very good. Yeah, that team was absolutely fantastic. The one that included Ancelotti as well, of course. Does Ancelotti age? That's one thing I want to know. Does Ancelotti age? I never see Ancelotti aging. It's weird. But yeah, look, absolutely brilliant. But Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo, of course, was really good. But I want to give a shout out to Solskjaer, Sheringham, Dwight York, and Andy Cole because they won it all. Tevez, Rooney, and Ronaldo should have won it all. Unfortunately, that Portsmouth game messed us up a little bit. But yeah, those were the days, my friend. I thought they would never end, of course, as we say. It was a great time to be alive. When you just go through, you just know you're going to win the game before you've even walked onto the pitch. You just know you're going to win the game. Absolutely. Rashford burnt all his bridges with flamethrower. Yeah, he burnt all his bridges. Whatever you think about Ruben Amorim, the way he was with Ruben Amorim was absolutely disgraceful. It was disgraceful. Going clubbing before and we all know what happened. You know what I mean? We all know that old chestnut at the end of the day. The Barcelona fan base is very divided at the moment. The Barcelona fan base is split in regards to Marcus Rashford. Some of them are saying, no way, Jose. Some of them are saying, yeah, give him a chance to sign him. This is why Barcelona are thinking, do you know what? We're going to pay only 26 million. We're only going to offer 26 million for Marcus Rashford. And I think this is why they're doing it. Mark and Sal speaking absolute facts. Thank you, brother. All day long. Big up, Mark, Stephen Maguire. Much love, my brother. Absolutely. Robert, we don't want Rashford back. I don't think many of the fans want him back. We're in a good way at the moment, Robert. I like the vibes at the moment. I don't know how you're feeling, but I do like the vibes. I like the way we're feeling at the moment. There's lots of good things going on within that squad. There's lots of good vibes in that squad at the moment. Of course, it's not just vibes FC, I know. But the way we are at the moment is a lot better than the way we were. Good thank you to Ruben Amorim for that, by the way, removing all those bad eggs who were causing the division within the dressing room and the fan base and stuff like that. Trying to eradicate that Player FC culture. Of course, that was at the football club, guys. Nottingham Forest reached an agreement with Borussia Mönchengladbach to sign left back Luca Netz on a permanent deal. 22-year-old German international. Youth international will be having his medical. There you go. There's another one, guys. 22-year-old German left back, Luca Netz. We need a left back. We need a left back. What's going on there then? Where's our left back? Where is our left back? Do you know what I mean? Absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Big up, Mark. Sal, why does everyone leave out Arjen Robben when they talk about great footballers? He was magic. In regards to the Premier League, didn't stay long enough at the Premier League. Big mistake from Chelsea getting rid of Arjen Robben, but probably the best. He was you know what he was, Mark? He was the originator of the cut in and shoot, wasn't he? But he did it ridiculously well class. If Robben cuts in, your game over. I remember when we played Bayern Munich all those years ago, and he destroyed us on that side, didn't he? Was it the right and he cuts in on his left? That's what it was, isn't it? The right and it cuts in on his left and then shoots. And very dangerous player, very good player. But you know what? That's just testament, Mark, to how much football has regressed. Because even back then, we wouldn't. 2.5 million Nottingham Forest are playing for Luca Netz, by the way. 2.5 million and sell-on clause as well. Here we go. It's already done. That one. That's how you do deals, guys. That's how you make things happen. There you go, guys. Absolutely. But it just shows how much football has regressed, Mark. The fact that Robben were normal players back then. They were good players, but they were like normal players. They were good players. They weren't like the elite because we had so many. Do you know what I mean? Back in them days. And sad, but yeah, football has regressed, to be honest with you. Wouldn't he be brilliant up front with us on that free? He'll be absolutely fantastic. Wouldn't it be Arjen Robben? A prime Arjen Robben. Absolutely brilliant. Man United nearly signed him before he went to Chelsea. Under Alex Ferguson. I remember because Chelsea came out of nowhere and bid for Arjen Robben, and we missed out on Arjen Robben. It was a big mistake. I wouldn't change anything in regards to the way Man United were because we won a lot of things, but it would have been interesting to see Man United with Robben and Ronaldinho and these players, who we were linked with, who we almost signed as well. We almost signed Ronaldinho, didn't we? It would have been interesting. But I'm pretty certain under Sir Alex Ferguson that we would have been absolutely brilliant with these players in the team. It would have been absolutely fantastic. I would say that 100%, so definitely. Mentioning great players, my all-time favourite non-United players, Seedorf, and it's Musiala from the present. Big up, Tybog. Clarence Seedorf is one of the most underrated players in history. I think he won the Champions League with Real Madrid, AC Milan, Ajax. Who's the other team he won the Champions League with, guys? Ajax, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Real Madrid. 4 teams. Four teams he won the Champions League with, guys, is Clarence Seedorf. So underrated. So underrated. It's unbelievable. That guy, he's the only player to do that, isn't it? To win the Champions League with 4 different clubs. He's the only player to do that. Unbelievable. Did he win it with Inter as well? He didn't play for Inter. No, he won it with AC Milan, Ajax, Real Madrid. I think that's what he won it with. 3 different clubs. I don't think he played for Inter. Did he play for it? No, he didn't play for it, didn't he? So, what is the best solution to get the owners out? Hit their pockets, Ephraim. Hit their pockets, abandon games. Not just have one protest every year. Have a protest every home game. Stop the regeneration project, which doesn't look like happening. Guys, I love what the 1958 did yesterday. I love what they did yesterday. I love the fact that we were protesting yesterday. I think that's fabulous. And you know what? Anyone who's bringing down the protest, what are you doing? That's what I would say to them, However, it's just not strong enough. It's just not strong enough. It's just not intimidating enough. It's just not scary enough, because at the end of the day, it doesn't hit their pockets enough. And it doesn't, they just need to cope with that 2 hours. Don't worry, it'll be over in a couple of hours. They'll be gone in a couple of hours. Do you know what I mean? And it's that sort of thing, They don't really care. They don't really care about Man United. They don't really care about the Man United fan base. Sinead, how much transfer debt do we have left unpaid, Sal? Do you know? 1.2 billion. Oh, transfer fee. Oh, sorry. We have not paid fully for Sancho, I believe. Let me just check this up, though. It's a good question from Sinead. How much? We haven't paid for Sancho yet. I know that. Money do Manchester United owe on transfers? Let me have a look. Manchester United owed approximately 447 million to other clubs in outstanding transfer fee installments. This significant debt, part of the total borrowing figure exceeded 1 billion, includes roughly 205 million due within 1 year. 447 million we owe on transfer fees, guys. 440 million. My goodness me. Seedorf was a class player. Absolutely disgraceful that we got this. Plus, we got the debt that they accumulated and stuff like that. Unbelievable. Let me see which players. And which players do we owe? Let's have a look. So, we still players. The high debt is linked to heavy spending on players over the last few years, including significant fees for Anthony, Casemiro, Lenny Yoro, Mateus de Ligt, Ugarte. While they owe heavily, United are also owed around 94 million. So Man United basically are owed from those transfers 90 to 94 million. We owe 447 million. Guys, an additional 168 million was spent on players after June the 30th, 2025. So Man United owe 447 minus about 100. So we owe about 350 million pounds. Guys, pounds, by the way. We basically got a loan here. We basically got the billion debt almost on that. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That's why we need a full sale. Absolutely. So it was Ajax, Madrid, and Milan. That's it. Thank you so much, Tybog. Absolutely. I think he's the only player to have done that, isn't he? He's the only player to have won the Champions League with that many clubs. God blimey, I would love him at Man United right now. I would really love him at Man United in his heyday. Big up, Sal. What have I missed? Not much, my guy. Be up, Kenny. Hope you're doing well. Manchester United are still inquiring about the possibility and avenues in which they can bring a player in, whether that be on loan or whether that be a cheapskate deal, a stopgap deal like Wilfred Ndidi, of course, guys. Wilfred Ndidi is the only likely one for me. Hayden Hackney is lurking in the background as well. So Hayden Hackney could quite possibly be a man that Man United could bring in, but also Wilfred Ndidi. Another bit of news is that Mateta, the transfer of Mateta to AC Milan has fallen through. Now, Crystal Palace are looking to loan out Mateta. That could possibly be a deal Man United could do. A loan deal for Mateta would be absolutely phenomenal, even though we don't need a striker. Still, it's something, isn't it, at the end of the day? Can he play in midfield? Absolutely. Big up everyone. 400 million G's, man. It's mad, isn't it, man? No, wait, we know why isn't United buying anyone. 400 million is insane. Stephen Maguire, my friend, this is exactly why we were banging on about a full sale. We need a full sale now. This is exactly why we were doing that. People think we're just saying that for sound bites. Man United are in severe debt, right? And all that Ineos have done is facilitate the Glazers who put us in that debt, and we're not clearing that debt. This is the problem with it, and it's so unacceptable. It really is, guys. It really is. 400, but my day, it's too much, isn't it? Imagine we need to pay players off while paying 250 million plus on wages, getting awful performances in return. Bargain. I mean, it's good if you can do it, but Mark, Jim Ratcliffe and co. They knew exactly what they were heading into, didn't they? They knew exactly what they were going into. The Qatar were going to come into this football club and clear out the debt. That's what they were going to do. Yes, the Glazers wouldn't get quite as much in their pocket, guys. Portsmouth have signed, Madialdo Dia from Haugesund. Guys, just to let you know, just to be cheeky, because at the end of the day, even Portsmouth are doing deals. So... Unbelievable the fact that it's Ineos' fault, isn't it? We had Qatar were going to purchase the football club, they were going to clear the debt, but obviously the Glazers wanted their little bit of money, didn't they? They were going to get 3-4 billion, but they were greedy with it. Absolutely. Kenny, you're late, mate. We bought Mbappe and Yamal. Kenny, absolutely, yep. Here we go. Manchester United have signed Mbappe and Yamal. Ain't you heard the news? Someone's going to clip me on that. Manchester United have signed Jude Bellingham. Yeah, right, man. Imagine that happen, guys. Imagine I wake up in the morning, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm not waiting up for this. Because, guys, look, you know what? I will get a text from somebody saying, Man United have signed this player. Man United have signed that player. But you know what? I'm not going to hold my breath because I want to go to sleep, and I don't think it's advisable to hold your breath when you're trying to sleep. Lino Souza is on the verge of leaving Aston Villa. Loan deal almost agreed with Rotherham. Everyone's doing deals apart from us. Portsmouth, Rotherham, you name it. Everyone's doing a deal apart from us. Absolutely. Big up, Sinead. Big up yourself. You're absolute legend, of course. The whole chat is a legend. You're all legends, guys. Thank you so much. Absolute diamonds, of course. The next Mbappe. We've got in Nappe. Ayanapa. That's what we're doing at the end of the day. We got in Nappe. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Big up everyone. But it's not, with Man United, it's not about signing the big name players. We're not here saying that we want Musiala and we want Mbappe. We want players that are good, that can come in and can make a difference for Manchester United, no matter who the player is, even if it's an unfashionable player, even if it's a player that is going to just sell shirts and that's it. We're, at the end of the day, and guys, it's disgraceful and incompetence of the highest order. Guys, you know what? I know there was a meeting between Michael Carrick and Glazers and Ineos, of course, in Manchester. They probably asked Michael Carrick, what do you want? And Michael Carrick's not going to come out there and say, look, I need a midfielder, I need a wing back, and blah, 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 is he? He's going to say, I can do with what I can make. I can make do with what I got. I think I'll be all right. Because obviously, if he went out to the Glazers and Ineos and said, look, I need a couple of $100 million to spend on 2 midfielders and a fullback, they're going to go, oh, you know what? this Carrick geezer, he's too much for us. He's too much for us at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you know what I mean? Guys, my goodness me. Absolutely. Werder Bremen rejected 2 bids from England for Italy talented centre-back Koulibaly. Little bit of news there, guys. Karim Koulibaly is wanted by a number of English clubs. Werder Bremen have rejected two bids for the player, guys. Absolutely. Guys, when I was watching the AFCON last month, I saw a lot of good players that could possibly be affordable, would be absolute peanuts, to be honest with you, in regards to how much they're going to cost. I saw players who playing for South Africa. I saw players playing for Mali and Burkina Faso. I saw a lot of players, and I was looking at these players and thinking, oh, he's good. And, obviously I earmarked 2 players from Algeria, which were Chaibi and Maza. And those 2 players, they caught my eye, and I thought, they're good players. And I guarantee you, Chaibi and Maza, they're going to be the talk of the town in a year's time or something like that. Man United or Liverpool or Man City are chasing Maza and Chaibi, Algerian internationals and stuff like that, of course. Crystal Palace talented Hindolo Mustafa in talks to join West Brom. Guys, West Brom, you know what I mean? Even West Brom doing deals, Rotherham doing deals, Portsmouth doing deals, Man United not doing any deals. Forget about it. You know what I mean? We're not doing any deals. Only the teams are doing deals, of course. If we could find the next Mbappe, we'll find the next Mbappe. I remember when they were saying that David Bellion was going to be the next Thierry Henry. I remember that. Who remembers that, guys? Oh, my goodness me. I think, yeah, look, that was a bad time. That's when Alex Ferguson, he was trying to build a team, and, we got it right in the end. Sal, generally looking likely to come in. Can I be honest, Mark? I'm not gonna gaslight you into anything. I think nobody will come in. However, there is a small chance of Aidan Hackney and Wilfred Ndidi. But I say small chance. I'm talking 30%, 40%. That's what I'm talking about. It's a low chance. And it's so disappointing. It's frustrating because we've had 3 games won in a row. We're in the top 4. This should have been the time, right? This should have been the time that the Glazers and the Ineos went to Carrick and said, right, Michael, well done, mate. 3 games won in a row. What do you need? What do you need now? What should we do now? How are we going to improve? How are we going to stay in that top 4? Or even better, how are we going to move up to 3rd and 2nd and things like that? That's what Ineos and the Glazers should have been doing, but no. Oh, they think about it the wrong way. They think about it based on, we're good enough because we're in top 4, so we don't need anyone. You see, the squad is good enough. They're not thinking about injuries and things like that. They're obviously not football people. They don't understand a thing about football, absolutely. Sinead, do you think that there will be make any improvements on the depth or make it more excuses? I don't think they are. I'm sorry, Sinead, to be the bearer of bad news this evening, but I don't really think they are going to clear that debt. The debt is only increased 500 million when they purchased the club in 2005. It's now 1.2 billion. Of course, they've paid not a penny of their own money. They're just paying the interest of the debt. No capital has been paid on that debt since 2005. It's disgraceful, They are milking Man United dry. And this is why Jim Ratcliffe has blood on his hands in regards to Manchester United, because we had a chance to have a full sale and he got in the way of that. He got in the way of that full sale because what they're doing is they're looking at that regeneration project, thinking about the new stadium, thinking about the franchises, thinking about the hotels, the naming rights and things like that. Do you know what I mean? All the money that they could be made. They're already talking about the naming rights of the stadium, and the stadium hasn't even been built yet. Hotels, McDonald's, Burger King, all these things, guys, apartments, everything around, Ineos apartments, Ineos Hotel, the Glazer Avenue, all this business, commercial side of things, concerts, Beyonce concerts and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Cher Lacey, a good future player. Absolutely, definitely, my friend Stephen. I can't wait till this abusive relationship is over. We deserve so much better, absolutely. If we had proactive owners, we would walk this league, not even being big-headed. Mark, we get close in this position, right? We came second a couple of times. We are in the top 4 now. And look at this season, for example, Mark, my guy. Look at this season, for example. West Ham, draw. Wolves, draw. Everton lost against 10 men. Fulham, draw away from home. You know what I mean? Where are we going with this? Imagine we got a few of those wins. Imagine we turned a few of those into wins. You can only imagine that if we had competent owners, that this team would be complete. We would have a full rebuild. The team would be absolutely world-class and we'd be winning these type of games and we'd be challenging at the top, especially in a time where this league is the weakest, I feel, in my opinion, it's ever been. It's ever been. This league is weak. Trust me. Absolutely, Mark. So I feel for Carrick and I hope it does not affect us. All I can do every single time, like when we're watching a Fulham game together, guys, as soon as a player goes down, I'm holding my breath. As soon as a player goes down, I go, oh my goodness me, who is it? Is it Casemiro? Oh my goodness me, please don't say you got an injury. And Casemiro as well. Casemiro can only last, how long can Casemiro last? 60 minutes? Something like that? You know what I mean? They will get what they deserve, Sal. I hope so, mate. They really do deserve what they're going to get, mate. Absolutely. Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. Even Mount is injured. Surprise, surprise. Kenny, Mason Mount is a waste of time. Mason Mount, Man United signed Mason Mount for 50 million, knowing his injury record. Absolute incompetence from the highest order, that was. It should have never been ticked off to sign Mason Mount. It is absolute incompetence. Crazy we signed Mason Mount. Absolutely. Look, Mason Mount, a few years ago, was a great player of the season at Chelsea when they won the Champions League and all that, but he's got a pelvis injury. And as I know, the pelvis injury is a terrible injury because it has a knock-on effect on other parts of the body. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Why would the government or bank do any deal with these people? It doesn't make any sense. Tyborg, I get it, mate. And, these banks, they're only interested in business. This is the thing, isn't it? Man United, there should be a block on them. So there should be a block on Ineos. There should be a block on the Glazers from taking any more money out of the country. That's what there should be. I don't know why they're still allowed to do business there. They're $1 billion in debt. Guys, if me and you went to the bank, right, and we were 100 grand, 100,000 euros in debt, right? Let's say that, for example, argument's sake. No bank would give us a loan. We have to remortgage that loan. Now, this is where I'm fearful. Are we going to remortgage? Are we keep remortgaging our debt and getting more money out of that debt and more money out of that debt and getting more and more higher interest? Or are we relying on the government, the taxpayers' money? The Glazers should be nowhere near England, the UK, in Europe. They should be in America. They should not be anywhere near England. There are poor people in England. I used to work in a hospital for 5 years. They were the elderly and couldn't afford their energy bills. They've been paying tax all their life. And you've got people like the Glazers just milking the UK clean. It's disgraceful, man. Honest to God. I don't care about season tickets because that's all what I heard yesterday. I don't care about your season tickets, your bloody season ticket. Oh, they put the season tickets out there. I'm not bothered about that. I'm bothered about the football club and they need to leave the football club. That should be the ultimate message. They need to leave now. And then ultimately your season tickets and stuff like that will reduce in price. Stephen, United scouts are the worst in world football. Absolutely. The worst, Stephen. The worst. Sal, how these full owners do not think signing players will strengthen our chance of Champions League? Because they're not really interested in it. They're interested in that regeneration project. They're interested. You know how much they got there in line, guys, to make from this regeneration project? 10 billion. 10 billion. And they're not going to pay a penny. They're going to let the government pay for every single bit of it. Fraud, honestly. Man United not qualifying for the Champions League is such a small thing for them. It's big for us. It's big for, obviously, Michael Carrick. It's big for Manchester United. But for them, it's like, whatever. They'll just be like, oh, look, we're gonna arrange a friendly in Saudi Arabia, and we're going to make a 300 million from that friendly. That will pay for the Champions League. And you know what I mean? This is what they're going to do, guys. That's all they need to do. Oh, we're going to get a sponsorship on our training kit. Oh, we're going to release another nostalgic kit. You know what I mean? With the Stone Roses all over it and stuff. And lo and behold, everyone buying the Stone Roses merchandise. Everyone's wearing it now. Who laughs? People can't even stop themselves from buying a new jersey. How are we supposed to get them out? They're laughing at us at the end of the day. They're laughing at us. I ain't bought a shirt in 10 years. You know, these guys, like, listen, guys, I know the shirt's lovely. I like it myself. It's a beautiful shirt. But you've got to think what's best for Manchester United. There's no point protesting out there wearing your Stone Roses shirt, mate. Jersey. Unbelievable. Stephen, the bank are just as bad as Ineos and Glazers, all snakes. Yeah, it's all about the bag. It's all about the bag, of course. Absolutely. Brad Pitt at Old Trafford, buddy. Wasn't Momoa at Old Trafford another PR scheme? A PR guy. Look, Jason Momoa is at the football ground. Is out there taking pictures and stuff. It's another PR spin, isn't it? At the end of the day, guys. You know, that's what they do. It's what they are. Mona, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Long time. I understand the frustration around the Glazers, but we can't blame the banks. 1 billion in debt for United is nothing. The revenue will know Champions League, and the lowest league finish is more than 600 million. What about the 450 million they owe in transfers as well? Let's not forget about that. Guys, and let's not forget about the 1.2 billion that they owe, which is affecting Man United's PSR and FFP. That's what's affecting most of all, guys. And yeah, this is why they're asking for a loan for the regeneration project, which I hope they don't get. Geordie, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Middlesbrough ain't letting go Hackney. It's unlikely. The window, he's only got 18 months on his contract. I would go in for Hackney. I would go in for Hackney. I would as well. If Man United put in a bid for Hackney, Geordie, right now, a bid they can't refuse. I know he's going in 18 months, but a bid they can't refuse. They would sell a Hackney to Man United in an instant. Jason Moore was at Old Trafford. Yeah, he was at Old Trafford. It's a PR thing, isn't it? That's what they do. True, there's just PR spin. Absolutely, bruv. Anfield, big up the red. How you doing, my friend? Thank you so much. Really appreciate you for that. Thank you, mate. Jason Mimosa. I can't stand him. Love Mimosa, though. Mimosas. Momoa. The, how do I say it? What was he in, guys? The fish thing. What is it, guys? Come on, tell me. Guy, my memory's going like a sieve. What was he in? I can't even remember, guys. It's gone. He disappeared yesterday, I know, because Man United won, of course. Can't stand it. Best players are from Africa. Best players are from all around the world. You just have to open your horizon, broaden your horizon. Love to Africa, by the way. Absolutely brilliant AFCON. I really enjoyed it. Aquaman, Mark, thank you so much, mate. Thank you, mate. 40 minutes ago, there was a new report, and it looks like Pep will legit be stepping down at the end of the season. Do you really think he's going to do that? Do you really think that Pep Guardiola is going to step down if Man City win nothing? He's going to step down on a bad note. Do you think he'd do that? I don't know. I think he would much rather leave when, on a good note. I don't know about it, but I think he'd much rather leave on a good note. Big up, Mark. Big up, Kenny, you guys, you Aquaman fans. Big up yourselves. Of course. Pep needs to have a break. Looks so stressed out. I have nothing but respect for Pep, what he did the other day in regards to the politics and stuff like that thing. I think my opinion of him went up like this. I said it a while ago, and I've been hearing from some very important people that he suffers from mental health. He's got problems. He's stressed. And I agree here. Pep needs a break, Geordie. He does. He's got issues. Yeah. You see the way he acts. He's like this. He didn't used to do that, and yeah, I wish him all the best. I mean, what he did the other day was commendable, and huge respect for that, of course. Absolutely. Samuel, Aaron Glazer and Joe Glazer should look at themselves into a retirement home. Juventus may be in for Mateta now. AC Milan deal is over. Juventus may be interested, but no confirmation at the moment, guys. No confirmation at the moment. Large up, man. How you doing, my brother? I hope you're doing well. Really slacked in this window. I'm not even waiting for a signing. No, guys. I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't even bother waiting for a signing. Look after your mental health. If he steps down trophyless and then come on Arsenal, you want Arsenal to win the league? Fair play. Pep won't walk away with 20 million a year's wages. I think his family want to back hope. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's going to walk away. And I don't think he'll walk away on such a negative way as well. Absolutely. I think the referee had a stinker. I'll be honest, I'm not a Man City fan, the Red, but that was a foul on Guhi yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it, but that was a foul on Guhi. If it's in the middle of the pitch, that's a foul. It shouldn't have been a goal for Tottenham. It shouldn't have been a goal. Mark, Sal, do you watch? And thank God Rodri called out the referee, by the way. Did you see that when, he called him out big time. Big time. He made him look stupid. Sal, did you watch the other teams in the Prem, or do you only watch them around match day? I do. I watch every game. I try to do every game. The problem I'm having, Mark, as you know, brother, that I'm 4 hours ahead of England. I want to do like more watch-alongs. However, I wake up very early in the morning, about 5 a.m. It's very hard. But when the games are on about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I'm more happy to do the watch-alongs. I love doing them. And I want to do more. Because I used to watch every game, but now like it's very difficult for me. As you know, Mark, you're in the UAE, you're in Abu Dhabi. Absolutely. But yeah, man. But very, very hard. But eventually, I will be doing a lot more watch-alongs and stuff like that. Definitely. Absolutely. Mandem. Remember, Arteta is leading the Might Arsenal that has the same trophies as Oliver Glasner at Palace. It's going to be awful when he wins a trophy. You know how arrogant they're going to be? Do people actually know how arrogant they're going to be, guys? I don't think people quite understand what they're getting themselves, guys. Middlesbrough will not let Hackney go, living in La La Land. If you think they're going to let one, if not their best players, they will cash in on this transfer window. They will let him go, Geordie. I know for a fact they let him go. They would. They would. Money talks, mate. They will let him go. Trust me. I'm hearing from a source, Geordie. Trust me. A good source. He would love a move to Man United as well. So that's a big thing. Weirdos messaging me. What's going on? All bars one. Foul mouth. What's up? Don't know what you mean by that. Mateta should go to Brighton, a solid team without a good striker. Solid team. I think he wants to go abroad. Then we get paid at United. I think he was the favourite to replace Sir Alex. Look, guys, most likely right now, Man United are not going to sign Aidan Hackney or any players like that because it's late. Man United's opportunity can still happen if they put in a bid right now. However, do you actually see Man United making a bid? Now, Middlesbrough would sell to Manchester United. I've got representatives at Middlesbrough. They would sell him to Manchester United if we came out with the right offer. Only 18 months left on his contract, as we know. So if we came out with the right offer, they would sell him. But we didn't. We haven't so far. Then we get paid United. I think he was the favourite. And he's only a championship player, guys. Let's not overreact with him. Replace Sir Alex. Mateta starts 100%. Looking at Pep recently, he seems to have lost it. Yeah, I think he's got a problem. I feel for him a little bit. But what he did the other day, maybe he's got something, in his head. I don't know. But what he did the other day, I will have big respect for him forever, man. What he did the other day. Colin, what's going on? We can't live in hope. If no midfielders is signed, we are doomed to 8th place. Colin, you're the bearer of bad news, my guy. Come on, man. You're the bearer of bad news. Come on. Don't do this to us, mate. I understand what you mean, though, Colin. I think if we get one injury, we're in huge problem in that midfield position in particular. We got huge issues. If we get one injury, we're screwed, guys. We are screwed. It's over. We will come 8th. AC Milan should do Manchester United a favour by signing Diego Dalot, Joshua Zirkzee, Mason Mount, and Tyrone Malacia. They're desperate, but not that desperate. They're doing all right in the league this season. Refereeing and VAR has been awful in the past couple of years. People just wait for the injustice to happen to them so as to talk about it exactly that. F Beyonce, I co-signed that one, Geordie. I do co-sign that one, my guy. All of them. Morning, Sal, my brother. Big up, Marcus, my guy. I hope you're doing good to see you again. Good to see you again, my friend. I hope you're doing well. LT, big up, Sal. Big up, LT, the legend. Let's just accept that there's no signing coming in today and just support Carrick and the team to Champions League. And let's hope, fingers crossed, LT. Fingers crossed we don't get any injuries. I think that's most important. Let's just hope. We're going to support, we're going to be supporting Michael Carrick regardless. You know what I mean? But, fingers crossed, no injuries. And that's one thing I would say about that, of course. Mandem. I missed the Matata news. Why did he move to Milan foul? Medical, Mandem. Medical. Big up, Mona. I get you, brother. I get you. No problem. Big up, Mona. Big up, Geordie. The problem with Pep's system is that it causes some players to be awful. Look at Doku, Foden. Yeah, I think I was thinking about this the other day. I think the players that they have the wrong type of players. A similar problem that what Ruben Amorim had. I think Man City have the wrong players. But the problem with Man City, they spent a lot of money on the wrong players recently as well. So it's their fault, isn't it, at the end of the day? We've got players who've still been playing for us since 2013-14 season. You know what I mean? Sal, what's the chance of Arsenal botting this run in their last 5? They lost 1, drawn 2, won 2. Very zero mark. In other years, I would have said, yeah, maybe they're going to bottle it. But I actually can see Man City dropping points against Liverpool. I can see Man City dropping points against Liverpool and Arsenal pulling further away. I really can. Arsenal got Sunderland at home. They're going to win that. I know that Sunderland started really well and stuff like that. But Sunderland at home, they're going to win that, and they're just going to move further forward. It's sad though. You should do Bundesliga matches on YouTube, Samuel. Whatever, you know what? If people are interested in it, if the fans like it, my great community, which you guys are, like it and they want it, then why not? Why not? At the end of the day, I would love to do it if I get audience. I love watching the Bundesliga. Of course, I watch it anyway. I have it on my phone sometimes. I'm just laying back sometimes watching the Bundesliga, you know what I mean? And stuff like that, honestly. But obviously, Mark Goldbridge, the legend, of course, has the rights to the Bundesliga. So obviously, it does downplay what I'm doing, to be honest with you. I don't know what long he's got the game, actually. And actually, I can't even watch the game on his YouTube because obviously, it won't show on here. But I got Todd, so I can watch it on Todd. Cash, big up Cash. How you doing? It's a disgrace we are not getting someone. Just an injury away from crisis. I agree with Cash. Yeah, absolutely spot on, Cash. Spot on. Kenny, it's going to be a draw for Liverpool City game, and then Arsenal are going to be moving further away in it. Guys, it's horrible. It's horrible. Geordie, no matter how many protests there is, the owners ain't going nowhere when they're rocking in the dough. Absolutely. End of the day, Man United is a business to why would you sell your stake at the club? The only way they're going to sell it, Geordie, as I said, is hit their pockets, and that's it. It has to be far, far, far more aggressive than it is right now. It's too soft. They have to intimidate them. Cancel games. Cancelling games would reach the FA and would reach UEFA. They would have to act. What is the most business we can do in the summer? Big up, Sinead. At the moment, it's very early to say. Man United have to qualify for the Champions League before we can analyse what we're going to do. If we don't qualify for the Champions League, it's going to be a convenient excuse for Ineos and the Glazers. If we qualify, we'll do a little bit better. Man United need 2 midfielders. Number 1, 2 to 3 midfielders off the calf. That's what Man United need. Then, obviously, we need a right back or a left back. Left back, right back, we need that sorted out as well. We need a backup striker. We need as well. That would be acceptable, but we all know that's never going to happen, innit? You know what I mean? Even with a Champions League, in my opinion. LT, time after time, Casemiro has shown his impact in the midfield, and if he gets injured or gets suspended, then we're in trouble. Because yesterday and the game against Brighton showed me that when he walks off the pitch, the worry for me, LT, is that when Ugarte walks on the pitch, I've not seen Ugarte do something positive. I've not looked at Ugarte when he's come on the pitch and thought, that's my guy. That's the guy. Go on, mate. I've not seen that yet. Do you know what I mean? And he's been here a year. Every time he comes on the pitch, we look more like he's conceded a goal. He's just not the guy for me. We do need 2 or 3 new midfielders, definitely. Essex Reds, all I want to hear is the Champions League track on soundbar. I'll be replaying it over and over again, man. Absolutely. Big up Essex Red. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Need a Shaka dagger. That's what we need, absolutely. Against his old club. Be brilliant. Absolutely. Sal, KG the comedian said Manchester United are in a title race. We did it against Newcastle in 1996 when we won the Premier League title. Samuel. End of December, January, we were 12 points. We had games in hand. Right? We had games in hand. 12 points at the beginning of January. We are 12 points in February. We won the league by a point, guys. 2 points, a point. It's not going to happen. We can take that out of our head. And you know what? You never know. But come on. Let's not get our hopes up. We get it. When we do that, we're only going to let ourselves down. We're only going to be disappointed because it's not going to happen. Absolutely not. I was there at that time. I was there. I was actually at the games. I was there. You know what I mean? The thing is that fair play to KG, but You know, that is definitely reckless. I mean, my goodness me. He needs to come on the channel, by the way, KG. He needs to come on this channel. People need to get him on this channel. Also, World-class Saka has come to goals and assists. Apparently, Newcastle were interested in Saka. That was interesting. From one thing I read today, guys. Absolutely. Guys, if it weren't, Geordie, if it weren't for horses, Man United wouldn't have to deal with the Glazers. True. Yeah. Jack Command, big up. Thank you. Better late than never. My guy, big up. Big up. Tyborg, agree. The protests will bring nothing. I respect the fact that they are trying, but it's pointless. Knowing how arrogant the Glazers are, they won't have a single sleepless night. Excuse me. The problem is, Tyborg, is that this is a normal day at Inter Milan. This is a normal day at Lazio. This is a normal day at Roma. They do those things all the time. That's their chant. What we're doing before the game is chanting and singing, you know? It's mad. We need to do more. Just saw that Xabi Alonso is part of a three-man shortlist of managers to replace Pep. I think they're going to get Luis Enrique. I really do, guys. I really think. Guys, I want to thank everyone. You absolute legends. Big up the channel. Big up my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up United Mandem, of course. When we beat City, they just talked about Amram. When we beat Arsenal and Fulham, they did the same. They do fancy him. Why the first thing that comes to their head? I mean, I've seen it all for the last week, Mandem. And you know who they are, Mandem. Absolute madness. They go on about him non-stop. They go out and about him non-stop. I don't care what no one says. Ugarte is bad, juju, voodoo, black magic, whatever you want to call it. He upsets my tummy every time he walks on the pitch. Wow, mate. I think Man United have got juju, guys. I do. And I think Man United need to have some divine inspiration on that pitch someday. I really do. Guys, you're legends. Thank you. You are the legends. You are the life and soul of this channel. And I really want to say thank you to every single one of you for supporting the channel. Guys, before you leave, please don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to put your subscriptions on. Subscriptions? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to put your notifications on. Got there in the end. Guys, thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow morning for Breaking Dawn, where Man United would have signed Mbappe. Guys, take it easy. Have a great night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Absolute legends. See you soon. Peace.